Hey, what's up guys, another video here. So today I just want to go over some quick news regarding Trump and what he thinks is partially holding up the stimulus package and the negotiations. So during an exclusive interview with Fox Business's Maria Bartiromo on Thursday morning, the president said negotiations over the fourth economic stimulus relief package were held up in part due to the Democrats' demand for billions of dollars in funding toward mail-in voting. Quote, "It's their fault," Trump said. "They want $3.5 billion for something that's fraudulent for the mail-in votes, universal mail-in ballots. They want $25 billion for the post office. They need that money so it can work and they can take these millions and millions of ballots." Trump added, quote, "But if they don't get those two items, then they can't have mail-in ballots." Trump went on to slam the practice, saying that ballots have been sent to dogs and that people, citing states like Virginia, where he had more than 500,000 phony ballot applications that were sent in to voters. And in New York, where mail-in voting caused a weeks-long delay in announcing results for some races in the state's primary. Okay, so Trump claims that this is one of the sticking points of the stimulus package that is trying to be currently negotiated upon. So he really doesn't want the mail-in voting because he thinks that Biden and now Kamala Harris will greatly benefit from that. And I think what's going to come up during the debates, you might see Biden or Sleepy Joe in quite a bit of trouble. He may not be able to realize where he is or think about what he's talking about or just be cognizant of anything. So I think it's going to be a great exposure of Sleepy Joe. But we don't know if the debates are actually going to be held or if they're going to have appropriate commercial breaks where Biden can take a rest. We don't know. But I think Kamala Harris, it strengthens his position. Obviously, she's a minority woman and he may grab all the votes or grab many votes for the females and minorities. So again, it's hard to say, but maybe the debates will hurt Sleepy Joe greatly and we just have to see what happens. And again, polling isn't completely accurate. It just depends on what happens on election day. So let's see if the Democrats have this piece in the stimulus package passed for the mail-in voting and also the funding for the USPS. The USPS is in dire financial straits. They are having a lot of trouble and are currently running at a deficit and have been running at a deficit for years. A lot of budgeting issues. And you have other carriers such as FedEx and UPS, taking over package deliveries and things like that. And even you have Amazon buying up planes for Amazon Prime or Amazon Air. So they are taking over the distribution game, Amazon is. So FedEx, UPS, Amazon, they're taking away shares from USPS. But USPS, they're going to be issuing stamps, of course. And if you're trying to send a small item, it's probably the best option. I personally believe that USPS has usually better prices than FedEx and UPS. So I'm just a regular consumer going through USPS. So it is running at a deficit and again has horrible budgeting problems, and again they're not self-sufficient through their sales and their delivery practices. So let's see what happens. But if the Democrats do get this, I think blue voters are a little more progressive and maybe a little more scared to go to the polls or the polling stations, so who knows. And obviously people in Texas or Deep South, they won't care. They'll go ahead and go to the polling station. It doesn't really matter to them. So anyways, that's the news. And I think Trump is just trying to play this as much as possible just so that Democrats look bad. But we'll see what happens. And let's see who shows up on election day and if Biden or Trump wins, and let's see what happens. But again, it may or may not be good for stocks if Sleepy Joe wins, like who knows. He claims that he's going to raise all the corporate tax and capital gains tax and things like that, so it won't be great for investors. But again, it has to go through multiple stages for that to actually be implemented. So the House, Senate, and finally if Sleepy Joe actually signs it. But if we still have the Senate run by Republicans, they're never going to pass a bill where capital gains and corporate tax is increased to that extent. So anyways, hopefully that was a little helpful. Please like and subscribe to the video if you did like the content, and check out my Amazon link down below for my book, Austerity Millionaire. It describes how I at 35 became a multimillionaire by only having salary positions of 40K to 81.5K from the ages of 22 to 35. It goes over income, expenses, and more importantly, investing. So that's it guys, and stay tuned for the next video.